I do have a pair of ballerinas that are the most uncomfortable shoes I own from Sezane and from any brands, to be honest. And if you want to see that video with my worst purchases, let me know and I will definitely add this one to it. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing really well. I know that so many of you rely on my reviews, my Sezane reviews, when it comes to buying something new because you want to know your size or how these feel and look like in real life and if they're worth the money. But what do I actually wear? What did I actually keep? So I decided to make a video sharing with you my most worn pieces this year in 2025. But just keep in mind that some of these I have purchased way before, but they remain being my favorite pieces from the brand. I've shopped from Sezane since 2021 or 2020, and I know the brand really well. So at this point, I understand better my reality, the way that I like to dress, my lifestyle, and my body type. And I also know which pieces from the brand are worth getting or just getting from a different brand. So I wanted to share with you now which ones I wore the most this year. And if you want to know the least worn or my regrets, my worst purchases from the brand, do let me know in the comments and I will make that video for you. I think it's going to be a very interesting one. The first piece I have to share is the Claude Bag. I think it might be my most worn item ever from the brand. I got this maybe 2 years ago, but it's still one of my favorite bags, not just Sezane bags, but one of my favorite bags in my entire collection. I think the price was reasonable. It was about $450 maybe dollars, US dollars. And this has paid for itself already because of how many times I wore. The cost per wear was definitely very low for this one. I absolutely love the leather, the color, and if you look at the bag, it actually feels still pretty great. It does have some scratches here and there, but I think this is normal. It's a smooth leather and you cannot avoid that. I wear this in spring, summer, fall, winter. It's a bag that, in my wardrobe at least, goes with basically everything. So I think if you're on the hunt for a very practical, simple bag, I still recommend the Claude. They have this now in so many colors. They also have with texture, which is like a lizard texture, which is beautiful. I saw that in real life and I really loved it. So this one was definitely one of my most worn pieces from Sezane this year and in 2024 and 2023. It was really an amazing piece. I even have another burgundy bag. This one's from Cuyana and I have a full review sharing all my Cuyana bags, and they are a really fantastic brand. But even though they're the same color, they are just so different, and I still love this one more, I feel like. It's just a very easy bag, so whenever I want to go run errands, or even if I go to work, because sometimes I don't have to carry too much to work, then this is my go-to. I also wore these to death. You can see my beige pair, it's been like 3 years. It doesn't look great anymore because I wore this almost daily. And you can see that inside it's already looking pretty disgusting. I'm sorry that you have to see this. In fact, I should have cleaned the shoes before sharing. But I wanted to show you the reality. This is how much I wore this one. And I have the Paula Babies in 3 colors now. This is the khaki version. I definitely wore maybe 10 to 15 times. This is more like 300 times because it's been since they released that for the very first time. I got them, I think I was probably one of the first people to get the Paula Babies and do a review. And I still love these shoes and I wear them a lot. I also have them in black. And to me, they're pretty comfortable. I do have a pair of ballerinas that are the most uncomfortable shoes I own from Sezane and from any brands, to be honest. And if you want to see that video with my worst purchases, let me know and I will definitely add this one to it. But the Paula Babies are amazing shoes. They're very feminine and I really like this style. This is not for everyone, but I personally love this style. I think it's very elevated. It still feels really comfortable, like you're wearing just ballet flats, but with a little bit of a block heel. It's really not that high. So to me, this is one of the best pieces I own from the brand and I continue to wear daily whenever it's not too cold. I absolutely love them. Another pair of shoes that I highly recommend and I wore so much this year, not just in the winter, like beginning of the year, and spring, but also now in the fall. I was really excited to get them again. These are the Axelle Boots. They are extremely comfortable and great quality. I love how sturdy this is. It feels very smooth when you touch, but I don't see any imperfections on them, although I wore them so much. You can see here on the heel, all my boots, all my shoes, they do that. It's the way that I step on the floor. You can see an indentation here. It's like worn out. This is the bottom, and they're really fantastic shoes. I think my most worn boots are these and the ones that I have from another stories. They are really fantastic too, but they are suede. So these are like chocolate brown, and they're so good. I'm gonna link everything below, but today we're focusing on Sezane. I actually have so many videos, not Sezane related, but with some brown inspiration, suede pieces. So definitely stay tuned. But going back to the boots, I got these in size 40. I am in between, I would say I'm a true 39.5, but Sezane doesn't have half sizes. So that would be like 8.5 and 9 US, and I went with the 9. They fit perfectly. One more accessory that I wanted to share is the Gabin bag, and I have them in 2 different sizes and colors, and I wore these so much for work. They fit absolutely everything. I have the Row Margot, which is a very expensive suede bag, and obviously that's an amazing bag and I don't regret, but it's very expensive and I end up not picking most of the time. I go with these because they are much cheaper and they feel very sturdy. I'm not saying it's the same quality and the same type of leather. This is definitely a more average type of leather, but I think for the price that you pay is a really good deal. I obviously already have these scuffs here on the sides, like the corners, and that's normal because I have worn this so much. I have a million things inside. They just fit so much stuff in here. And I love the color and the suede. The texture is really great. Same for this green one, which is bigger. What I like this one is that you have 2 different straps. So you can put this on your shoulder. You can also tuck this in and change the shape of the bag. Or you can carry, like you can tuck this inside and carry with the smaller strap. So these 2 bags were definitely 2 of my most worn items this year, along with these that I just showed you and with the clothes that we're going to right now. Now the first one is actually an accessory, and this is a fantastic scarf. I have this in taupe as well. This has been my favorite scarf for a long time. This, first of all, goes with so many things in my wardrobe, and I think if you know your color palette, you can find a good one for you, because they have this in green, they have the taupe, and also this beautiful brick. Like it matches my brick wall. It's beautiful. It's from the men's line, so I would definitely recommend the Marianne and so many others they have, but in my opinion this is the best scarf they have. It's just the biggest one, if I'm not wrong, and it also has this fringe, which I think is really pretty. So I wore this one last year and I continue to wear this a lot, not just in the fall, but I wore in the beginning of the year during winter and also spring. I am not that person who changes the color palette per season. I have my color palette that I love and I stick to it because I think it's just so much easier to get dressed. So this one is definitely one of the pieces I wore the most this year. Now another one, and this one's funny because I have reviewed this before, and by the way, I'll put the links for the reviews of these pieces because I'm sure so many of you have not seen them like in real life, me wearing them, but I have reviews on all of them. And this is the Matthew Pants, which I have a full review and showing all the colors that I own and that I've tried. I have this in 5 shades. This is how much I love these pants. They are in 100% merino wool. They're true to size, and I live in them every year. I feel that October hits, I start to wear in October and I finish in April. Well, obviously, I shower and I change them. What I'm saying is, they're so good and so warm, really comfy, that I don't want to take them off. And honestly, I think you can wear them like dressing them up or down, which is a huge plus because it makes them so versatile. I think I have worn this with blazer, with a nice jacket, with button-down shirts. I have worn with just loungewear, and Honestly, everything works with these pants, so I absolutely love them and still continue to wear so much and wore them a lot this year and plan to keep on wearing them. Another one, which is a more recent purchase, is the J Jumper. And now this one, I thought about not putting in this video because it's new, but since I got this, I wore that so many times already, and I feel that I wore this more than pieces from Sezane that I've had for 3-4 years. So I wanted to make sure I would add it here. This is the J Jumper, and I have a full review on that and so many other knits. If you want to see, I'll have the link below. This is extremely comfortable, and it's also really flattering, at least on my body because of my proportions. I'll have my measurements down below as well if you guys want to see. And it's also really pretty, like the balloon sleeves, the fact that it has this little tie here in the front, you can make it a little bit shorter and cinch your waist. I think this was actually one of my most exciting pieces from Sezane, like for knits. I haven't felt this excited about a knit in a long time. This one has been my uniform lately. And not very different from that, I have to show you the Amiel because I think before J Jumper, the one I just showed you, Amiel was my #1 Sezane knit. And if you want a video about that, I'm happy to do as well. Just let me know any ideas that you have about Sezane. If you want to see, I'll be happy to share. And if you want to see my other knits from different brands, I'd be happy to share as well. I don't really own too many knits from other brands. I think most of them are from Sezane, but I'll be happy to do this video. And one more, just before I show you, if you want to see a video ranking my Sezane knits into my most worn and the least worn, the ones that I recommend, or maybe the ones that are the scratchiest, do let me know and I'll be happy to make this video. But make sure you write down because I'm going to see which one gets the most comments, most requests, and that's what's going to be next. So the Amiel is super comfortable. It's a very oversized knit. I got this in my usual size, but it's a fantastic piece. It's really comfortable, not scratchy. I am extremely sensitive, so I still feel a little bit of the fibers, like here and there, but very, very little. And what I'm the most excited about right now is because this scarf, the Marianne scarf, matching scarf, is back in stock. And last year, I tried to get this like crazy. I hunted the website. I was like, every time they would drop something new, release, like restocks, I would wake up in the middle of the night to try to get this because I just loved my Amiel so much and I wanted to get the matching scarf. I think it's a beautiful combination, and I have a video about brown pieces coming up. So if you love brown, make sure that you stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing that. So Amiel is one of the best Sezane knits, very comfortable, very classic, and I think it fits everyone's lifestyle. Now, one top that I thought it would make sense to share is the Lupe Blouse, and I'm sharing this because I took this to Brazil in my last trip. I spent 2.5 months in Brazil, and this was in my luggage. And for sure, it was my most worn top. This is so sexy. It's a beautiful top. I love everything about this piece. The fabric is linen, it's cropped. It has a really nice cleavage, but it's at the same time very feminine. It has this little scalloped trim here, detail. On the front is stunning. Look at this lace detail. I don't know if you call this lace, but it's really pretty. I also love the buttons and how this sits on your body. I was very excited to get that. It was sold out for a long time, so I was really, really happy to get it. And I wore this a lot. I'm sure I'm gonna wear a lot again in the spring and summer. And the other piece that's also a top is the Olie Blouse. This is breathtaking. I think from all my blouses, this is my favorite one. I love the color. It's a beautiful neutral. I also absolutely love the texture. Like, it feels so good, you know, like the pattern, the cut is beautiful, how cropped it is. I feel like this was made for me, and I still love this to death. I do think this will be a forever piece. I don't see a problem like wearing this in 10 years. As long as it holds up, but I think it will because it feels like a really great quality. The threads are really nice. This is 100% cotton, organic cotton, and it's just a fantastic piece. Now, one piece that I wanted to show you that I wore so much as well this year was the Damon Pants. And one of them actually didn't hold up very well, and I'm going to be sharing that in the video with my worst Sezane purchases. So if you want to see, make sure you write down, so I'll do that. Now these are probably my favorite Sezane pants. I have a video sharing lots of pants that fit me, like the Martin, the cropped version, the Damon. If you're petite, these are really great for you. If you're 5'5", I would say if you're much taller, this might be a little too cropped. But other than that, they are so flattering. They have elastane in their composition, a lot of wool too. So they are the perfect pair of pants, like dressy style, at least for me. They are structured, they look really put together, very polished. And in my opinion, they just go with everything. It's easy to wear a tank top with this. You can also wear a button-down shirt, a nice blazer, a nice jacket. It just really looks really, really nice. Now, one more piece I wanted to share is the Thais jacket. This is a new purchase as well, and just like the J Jumper, I thought about not adding here just because I haven't owned for too long, but I fell in love with this, and it's funny because I actually made a return, like I created the return, because in my mind, I would not wear this enough to justify the price. It's like 200 bucks, I think, and it's red. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna wear this enough to keep it. So I decided to create a return, and I did, but I never went to the store and brought it back. I got this one in the store actually, and I really fell in love when I saw it, but I kept asking myself, am I going to wear? Am I going to wear? Because I do that a lot before purchasing something. I overthink so much. But anyways, I love this jacket. It's so fuzzy, it's really comfortable. I do think this is a little scratchy, like from 0 to 10, I would say it's a 2. So on bare skin, at least on my skin, it does bother me. But if I wear a little long sleeve shirt underneath, then it's really comfortable. And I love the cut. The fabric is really beautiful. It's so fuzzy. I love fuzzy things. And the color, oh my God, it's like gorgeous. So these are the pieces I wore the most in 2025. If you want to see the ones that I wore the least, I barely wore, or just hate, or they just didn't hold up well, let me know and I'll make that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye bye.